Your iPhone feels private. Apple markets it that way. But private and configured for privacy are two very different things. By default, your phone is still sending data to Apple, feeding ad systems, and granting apps access you never knowingly approved. Because the defaults are built for their convenience, not yours. This video walks you through every setting that actually matters, what to change, and why it makes a difference. First, go to Settings and tap your Apple account at the top. Avoid using your real name, date of birth, or address, and do not store payment methods here. The less personal data tied to your Apple ID, the less exposure you have if that account is ever compromised. Now open iCloud and review what is being synced. Cloud sync means your data lives on Apple's servers, not just on your device. Ideally, turn off iCloud and use offline locally encrypted backups instead. If you do stay on iCloud, turn off anything you do not need, especially apps storing sensitive data like notes, messages, or health information. And if you stay on iCloud, enable advanced data protection. This turns on end-to-end encryption for most of your iCloud data, meaning even Apple cannot read it. Next, go to General and find AirDrop. Keep it set to contacts only or turn it off completely when you are not using it. When AirDrop is open to everyone, any nearby device can see your iPhone and attempt to send files. It is a known vector for harassment and unwanted contact. Now open Autofill and Passwords. Disable autofill for passwords and payment methods if you do not want that data stored or auto-populated on your device. Autofill is convenient, but it also means one unlocked phone gives access to everything saved inside it. Now go to Background App Refresh. Turn it off for most apps, especially social media. When apps refresh in the background, they are not just fetching content. They can also log your location, behavior, and usage patterns without you actively opening them. Keep it on only for apps that genuinely need it, like email or navigation. Now go to Apple Intelligence and Siri. On newer iPhones, these two settings live together in the same menu. Apple markets this as private AI that processes everything on your device, and for basic tasks that is largely true. But security researchers have found that Siri sends data to Apple servers in situations where it does not need to, and the level of access Apple Intelligence has across your messages, emails, notes, and photos is broader than most people realize. For a privacy-focused setup, the recommendation is simple: turn Apple Intelligence off. You lose some convenience features, but you eliminate an AI system that has broad access to your messages, emails, notes, and photos. For Siri specifically, turn off Listen for Hey Siri if you do not use it regularly. An always-on microphone listening for a wake word is a constant background process with real privacy implications. Then scroll down to Suggestions and turn off every toggle there too. These features monitor your habits and read across your apps just to predict your next action. None of them are essential. If you still want to use Apple Intelligence and Siri, at least go through the App Access section and revoke access for any app you do not want the AI reading through by turning off Learn from this app and Suggestions-related toggles. Next, go to Search. Turn off Show Related Content. This stops Apple from using what you type to pull in suggested articles and links from outside your device in real time. Turn off Help Apple Improve Search. This setting sends data about how you use search back to Apple for analysis. There is no real benefit to you for leaving it on. Also inside the Apps section, for any sensitive app like your banking app, messages, or email, turn off Show Content in Search. These allow private data to surface in search results and send your queries to Apple. Now go to Privacy and Security and open Location Services. Location data is among the most sensitive data on your phone. It can reveal your home, your workplace, your daily routine, and more. Remove access entirely for apps that have no clear reason to need it. For apps that do, set it to while using only, never always. Inside Location Services, open System Services. There are a lot of options here, so let me tell you exactly what to keep and what to turn off. Keep these on. Emergency calls and SOS, Find My iPhone, and satellite connection. These are genuine safety features. Also keep setting time zone if you travel, compass calibration if you use navigation, and motion calibration and distance if you use any fitness tracking. Everything else you can turn off. That means alerts and shortcuts automations, Apple Pay merchant identification unless you have a physical Apple Card, cell network search, in-app web browsing, networking and wireless, suggestions and search, system customization, and significant locations and routes. Significant locations is worth calling out specifically. This setting builds a detailed log of everywhere you go and every route you take. It is one of the most invasive things running on your phone, and most people have no idea it exists. Also turn off Share My Location if you do not actively share your location with contacts, and turn off HomeKit if you do not use Apple's smart home system. Then scroll down to Product Improvement and turn off everything there too. Improve location accuracy, iPhone analytics, routing and traffic, and improve maps. All send your movement data back to Apple to improve their own products. None of it benefits you directly. Finally, turn on the status bar icon at the bottom of this page. This shows a small arrow on your screen whenever your location is being accessed in real time, so nothing happens without you seeing it. Go back and open tracking. Turn off Allow apps to request to track. This stops apps from even asking for permission to follow you across other apps and websites. With this off, they are blocked before they can even ask. Now go through your app permissions one by one. Check contacts, calendar, photos, microphone, and camera. This is one of the most impactful steps in this entire video. Many apps request far more access than they actually need. If you cannot think of a clear reason why an app needs a particular permission, remove it. Now open Analytics and Improvements. Turn off everything here. These settings allow your iPhone to automatically send usage reports, crash logs, and diagnostic data to Apple and third-party developers. You receive nothing in return. Go to Apple Advertising. Turn off personalized ads. This limits how Apple uses your data to target you with ads across its own apps and services. Now turn on App Privacy Report. This shows you exactly which apps are accessing your data, your location, camera, microphone, and contacts, and which external domains they are connecting to. It is the fastest way to catch apps behaving in ways you did not expect or approve. But turn off Apple Intelligence Report if Apple Intelligence is turned off. Under Wired Accessories, change it to Always Ask. This means when you plug your phone into anything unfamiliar, a charging point at an airport, a hotel desk, a public USB port, your phone will ask before allowing any data to transfer. It still charges either way. You are just closing the door on anything trying to silently pull data through the cable. Enable Stolen Device Protection. This requires Face ID or Touch ID to change sensitive settings like your Apple ID password or passcode, especially when you are away from familiar locations. It closes a gap that thieves have actively exploited to lock people permanently out of their own accounts. Next is Lockdown Mode. This is not for everyone. It is Apple's most extreme security setting, designed for journalists, activists, lawyers, and anyone handling genuinely sensitive information. When enabled, message attachments are blocked, certain websites will not load, and unknown contacts cannot reach you on FaceTime. Open Wallet and Apple Pay. If you use Apple Pay, disable Siri suggestions, search visibility, and lock screen access. Payment information should not be reachable from your lock screen by anyone who picks up your phone. Better still, consider skipping Apple Pay altogether and using your bank's official app directly for payments and transfers. Your bank's app keeps your financial activity within one controlled environment rather than routing it through Apple's ecosystem. Finally, go through each individual app in your settings. Check what permissions it holds and strip out anything unnecessary. Apps update over time, policies change, and permissions can quietly expand without you noticing. Make this a habit and come back to review every few months. That covers every setting that actually matters. No single change makes your iPhone fully private. Privacy is a combination of what you enable, what you disable, and which apps you choose to trust. The goal is not paranoia, it is control. Take a few minutes now and you will have meaningfully reduced how much data leaves your device without your knowledge.